Next question I want to answer has a lot to do with marketing and potential sales, but more marketing in terms of venture creation. So this question we saw on Reddit, it was, how do I test demand? How do I know that this is a viable business? I always tell people that you have to test demand by asking people. You have to do what I call, what a lot of other people call, where I learned is from customer discovery. Steve Blank, the lean startup, Eric Ries, those concepts are really true when you're trying to figure out if your business is viable. You have to go and talk to people. You can't just generate demand. I mean, sometimes you can. If you have the network, you can generate demand just in digital, where you can just put up a landing page. That's what a lot of people say that you can do. Put up a landing page and people will come. No, startups do not work on build it in. This is not Field of Dreams. Like, if you build it, they will definitely not come. You have to force it. Now, it used to be that you could arbitrage the demand testing by posting links on Facebook or Instagram or something like that to kind of generate a little bit of buzz, see if it's a viable project. So you might take $5,000. I never had that kind of money, so I don't know what that's like, but you might take $5,000 and put it all into ads and see what that gets you. If it gets you enough pre-sales to commit another $5,000, or let's say the pre-sales get you to $25,000 in pre-sales, well, you put another $5,000, see if it gets you to 50 or 100. So there's lots of ways that you can do that in more of an artificial paid demand generation. I've never had that luxury. The way that I've done is just good old fashioned cold calling and cold emailing. Never cold calling, I'm terrible at that, but cold emailing. And you just try and hit your numbers. And then you always, always, always track your data. Always. Because if you just keep randomly spinning the wheel, as they say in the Game of Numbers, which is a book for financial services people to smile and dial. It's kind of it's propaganda to get people to just churn through their contacts. If you think about it in the Game of Numbers, like, I remember it was there's an example. There are two examples. One was like, what happens if you know that something works and you just have to keep pulling it? But it's funny because someone's going to give you 10 million coins, and each pull is one coin, and you don't know when you're going to hit. You just know that it's going to hit before 10 million are up, and they're free coins. Would you continue to sit there and pull that slot machine? Another example was, if you go to a huge mall like the Mall of America and you jump out of the bushes to sell someone something, you're going to eventually get someone to stop and then eventually say yes. So it's all a numbers game. So when I say track things, it means that since it is a numbers game, you want to make sure those numbers are economical to your business model. If you have to reach out to 1 million people to get one sell, and that sell is only for, let's say, $2,500, that is not an economical business, because it's going to take you a while to get the next 1 million people to sell another 2,500. However, if you can reach out to 500 people and get something like 50 grand in sales or 25 grand in sales, that might actually be a number that you can go with, because then once you get to a certain level, you'll be able to hire someone to do the sales for you. So always, when it comes to demand gen, just reach out to people cold. There are a bunch of free softwares like Hunter.io will give you a few leads for free. Prospect.io will give you another few leads for free. There are all these different types of things that'll help you figure out someone's email address just by putting in their name, first and last name, their the company that they work for, and the domain name of the company that they work for. You just add those to a sheet, plug that in, they'll split out emails, and then you just have to craft those emails. I would start out crafting them individually. If you have too many leads where you can't craft individual emails, you might need to niche down a little bit more and target your market a little bit deeper. But at the same time, if you really want to spray and pay, you can do that model too. It's going to be less effective, and you're going to need more names. A lot easier to write individual emails to 100 people, because in order to equal the same amount of output, you might have to spray and pray 1,000 people. And that just becomes hard from just a lead generation perspective. You have to find all of those leads in the first place. So hopefully this is helpful. I'm all about the 0 to 1. I'm all about the idea. Like, we built NoCap to help people turn their ideas into commercializable businesses. So I love working with founders who just have an idea and don't know where to start. And this sounds like a founder that would be perfect for our network. So if you ask that question on Reddit, reach out to us. We'll help you. We'll help you get those leads. We'll help you test that demand. We'll help you build up a marketing strategy, a branding strategy, a website, investor relations strategy. We'll help you build out a product design, some wireframes and some prototypes so that you can pitch to some people. We'll help you with all that. So just reach out if you're interested. We'll be here.